right. I'm doing a.
So it should be up and we should be live, but I am
I'm
looking.
doing a.
Sam, if you can look
I'm
too.
doing
Aha, now it is. Yep.
Hey,
All right.
Why do I not see it?
I don't see it yet, but I got a notification on my watch. Oh, here we go. Live. All right.
I went to live. Oh, there we go. Live.
There we go. There we
Yeah, I
go.
had to refresh a couple times.
Okay.
Refresh.
Okay. I will shut up.
All
Sam,
right.
all yours.
All right. Welcome everyone. We are back with a dev update. The last time we streamed was during Steamfest, and a lot has changed since then. So, I'm here with Dave, Craig, and Bobby again.
Hello.
And we're gonna kind of go over. We're gonna go over some of the changes that have been made since you last saw us, and kind of talk about what we have planned for the future and all of that fun stuff.
Awesome. Actually, why don't we continue off of that and talk a little bit about Steam's Next Fest and sort of where we're at now as far as the incredible feedback and downloads on the demo, and just celebrate our wins as they come as a small team. What's our latest numbers, Sam?
Oh man, we can't see wish lists yet. That's still a
Wish lists
mystery.
are broken.
Wish lists are still broken. But we are approaching, if not already past, haven't looked yet, 73,000 demo downloads,
Holy smokes.
which is a big number.
And to put that in comparison, before Next Fest, what were we at, Craig or Sam? Like around 20 or something, or
Yeah, like 20 something thousand.
25.
25?
20,
So
Yeah.
super successful Next Fest. So it took a lot for us to get there. Oh, nice toss. Bobby just got the backpack. I put that backpack up higher to make it harder. It's not hard enough. Yeah, it took a lot for us to, all of us work all hours of the eve and day to be prepared to get the demo out for Steam Next Fest. And we learned a lot during it. I think even within the first day, we realized that a lot of people probably don't know this, that it already are asking for more time on the demo, that it was a one-day demo in game. And what we realized on that, just on that first day of people playing it and streaming it, that they were getting the camping experience, but they weren't learning any lore or anything else that was actually going on in the game, sort of the meat and potatoes. So we looked at expanding that to 2 days, and we found that was perfect, just to get your feet wet, get a little understanding of it, and play it over and over again, and take what you've learned, different functionality, whether it's the learning from an item, or how to set up camp, or where to set up camp, where's a great place to be sort of localized in summer to explore all that there is around. So that was really, really cool. And then we saw the other side of the coin, which is some streamers, one of our favorites, Sergeant Calvin, who would try to speed run, which is really hard to do in our game, because if you don't know, it is all randomized. So certain points of interest, types of loot, types of notes, types of maps, where AI will be, at what time of the day AI will come out, and that kind of pertains more to animals, and especially predators. Yeah, it's been absolutely comical watching him play and try to beat the system. And he's done it quite a few times very well, and other times it's gone a little sideways, which is even better for us. So yeah, lots to learn from all the different streams, and that we've been capturing and taking notes, and really helping us with also the other side of the coin, which is the bugs. So we super appreciate it, because we'll take notes and then meet the next day as a team and kind of go over sort of what are the most egregious sort of bugs that are like, okay, we got to tackle this more so than this other thing, and kind of getting them all in order, as we are a small team and there's only limited time to get those things done. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and just quickly piggybacking off of that, the seeing people try and do the speed runs or get as much done as they can in the demo timeline has been really cool, especially with the randomness. People are like, okay, I know where this is, and they get there and it's not, and they have to kind of explore more. And so one of the steps that we're taking to allow people to kind of be able to explore more without having to um, set up a full camp just to be able to kind of make it through the first day, is we are adding a couple little goodies in this cabin here. So at this cabin here, right by this nice little lake here, we have a couple cans of food, as well as a quiver here, to kind of kickstart people on their journey.
Yeah, that's a great point. Is the demo is sort of a two-sided thing for us. It's a learning and feedback situation. So what works well for us is popping these things in here for the demo and then removing them on early access, because early access there will be no time limit. Whereas what we're finding with the demo, if we need people to play the demo and test out some of these things, if they're not readily available in the short time span of the 2 days, then it's doesn't really benefit us as far as making sure that everything works as intended.
I also appreciate how people find new ways to break the game that we wouldn't have thought of, which is also very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Craig, there's some food on the ground behind you.
Here, Craig, grab
Yeah,
this, please,
Craig,
please, please, please.
Why?
Grab that.
Just so you
I
have
got
some.
plenty of time.
In about 30 minutes, you're going to be like, I'm starving.
That's a very good Craig impression.
All right. All
Very
right.
good.
You know what I need? I need some rope.
So let's just
I
get
need
you
to make
guys
myself
setting
backpack.
up here and going exploring. I don't know if you need to. I know we did a lot of setting up of camp and stuff like that during Steam Next Fest streams. Oh, Bobby's found himself a little treat. Nice.
Oh.
Nice. So there's more and more caves have been added throughout summer for exploring. Some like these are really easy to enter. Others have been caved in, so you may need to find a pickaxe to make your way through. So that's super cool. What else? Oh, I know what Bobby's up to. So this is a feature that has been there for a while, but not a lot of people know about it. But you can actually place your torches. So it's still a work in progress, because it'd be nice to have the little icon where you do place it get a little brighter, so you can see where you're placing it in the dark. But what this is really useful for is what I just mentioned: is some of the caves are caved in, and you need a pickaxe, and you still need light to be able to see what you're doing. So it's great to drop down some of these torches, or if you're dealing with enemy AI and it's in the dark, you can drop down some torches, and so you have some light while you have your hands full with whatever weapon that may be, dealing with that. So super happy with that. Along the lines of light that we've got for early access, we'll be having upgrades to your flashlight. One of those things will be a head torch. So that frees up both your hands, which is amazing, and it just fits in your. If Bobby, go back to your inventory for a second there. You have a slot there for your goggles / glasses. So that's where that will fit, is when the headlamp is in early access. If you find it, you'll be able to drag it there, and after you equip a battery to it, that'll live there. And up until then, I think the only thing we had for the glasses, which was more of like a novelty thing that actually is worth something, is the ski goggles that you'll need in winter because of all the snow. So it's great to be able to use that slot for something else in summer and fall. I'm sure we'll have to come up with some novelty glasses for people to wear. Break the glare.
Break the glare. Would these be functional or aesthetic? Because I know we've had some questions about customizability of the characters.
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the things that we are working on as we sort of head towards early access is cleaning up some of the clothing. There's been some stuff like jackets and stuff clipping. So we want to take the initial clothes that we have now, clean them up, also make sure they're interacting with the weather system correctly. So if it snows, they collect snow on them. And if you go swimming, I think right now when you go swimming, the backpack and the shorts and the shoes get wet, but the flannel shirt doesn't. So little cleanups of that just to really bring the immersion through of when they're, whether it's raining or if you're swimming, stuff's getting wet. And then branching off of that, and if you do have wet clothes, obviously in the summertime it won't be much of a problem. They'll dry out quite quickly, but something like in fall, you want to make sure you're wearing like a Gore-Tex or like find a really good rain jacket to keep you dry, and a good hat and stuff like that, so you don't get sick. So that tees off of the clothing as actual functionality purpose, and same with going into the into winter with snow and so forth. So but yeah, cleaning up what we have right now and getting it working as it should, and then adding more clothing. So it'd be great to have Craig and I have always talked about doing like an 80s pack. So if you go to, like, say there's a train warehouse, which a lot of people have found by the quarry, and that's where a lot of shipments get dropped off, and perhaps you open up a box and it's full of 80s clothing that's never been opened. It's just been sitting there since the 80s. So you could have all the different styles of clothing, and 90s would be fun as well. And some people have asked for some more military stuff, so stuff like camo, which would be really cool, or like hunters outfits. And all of that is totally doable. It's more so with us heading towards early access is the functionality, squishing the bugs, and getting things like multiplayer tight and optimization and AI. So those are our three sort of pillars right there. And then within that, wrapped in that is finding time for like cleaning up clothing, adding clothing and stuff. So we really want the player to be able to really customize their character for this outdoor camping adventure.
Will we get socks with Birkenstocks?
That's going to be in the 90s pack? That'll be the 90s pack.
That would be awesome. I think from that I can kind of tee off on our three main pillars that we're focusing on as a team, which is what I just spoke about, which is AI, optimization, and multiplayer. I'll take multiplayer first. This is something we did a deep dive into and really went after some of our favorite games that are doing player-hosted setups, like Forest and Sons of Forest, Astroneer, and how those games are setting up lobbies to better accommodate and make a smoother transition for multiplayer. We've noticed a lot of people playing multiplayer and it working really well. We've noticed a lot of people trying to play multiplayer and not working well, but they can play a single player game. So there's definitely some bugs in there, and we're revamping that entire system to be a lot more user-friendly and work. Is the key thing is making sure that it works. That being said, it's a huge system, so when we do get it nailed down and we've tested internally, we definitely want to add it to the demo and then get all the people that do have the demo that may have had problems in the past, attempt it and see if it now is successful for them so they can play with their friends and get that going. So multiplayer is something that's being actively looked at right now, and sort of figuring out what's the best way to do it and see how others, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel, and to see how others that do player hosted situations have done it, and make sure we're doing it correctly, and making sure it works. So that's our first big thing that we're working on. The second thing that I spoke a little bit about is AI, and Bobby is our technical director, is who you're watching play right now, is taking the forefront of that. And a lot of the AI stuff that we have in right now is come over from UE4, where the project started, and very little of the AI has been updated to UE5. And it's just an older system. It's a little clunkier. It's not so user friendly on a game development / level design way. So we are starting from scratch with the new UE5 stuff that's been implemented, and I've been running tests recently, and super encouraging of what we're seeing, and just over the moon. Like Bobby's been showing us stuff, and Craig and I are losing our noodles because it's super exciting to see how much can be done in such little time. So I'm obviously there's a lot of work to be done, but super excited what's coming down the pipe. So, and that will be as far as AI for settlers, AI for the perimeter control, which is the security, AI for the staff that runs this facility, and AI for previous campers that haven't joined a faction yet that you may stumble across. So super excited to start fleshing that out and start incorporating some of that for early access. So that'll be really exciting. And then the last pillar is the optimization, which we know a lot of people have been having troubles with, and being a small team and working in a very sort of refined self-published budget, trying to get this in a place where we can get it out and do things like Steam Next Fest and get the feedback that we need. We know going out to and rushing towards Steam Next Fest and getting this demo the best we could wouldn't play on everyone's machine, and we do have the specs there of sort of what works best. That being said, we would love to get this on more machines. We are restricted to probably the RTX cards. Unfortunately, it's sort of the GTX is just older technology that isn't really supported with the stuff that we're using in UE5, which is the lumens for lighting and the nanite for all the geometry. And a lot of that stuff just doesn't handle well on the older cards. So that'll be one thing that we can't change, but we really want to make sure that people with the lower cards can play it. So we do have a communication with Epic, and we're able to send them files of the game, and we're waiting to get those files for them and send them and see what sort of feedback they give us on where we need to tackle as far as optimization, like what's the biggest top 5 or top 10 issues, and then we can take a look at that. So those are 3 things that are sort of our main focus. And then there's the little bugs that we're watching people that we see and that get forgotten about because we have all these bigger objects that we're trying to reach, the AI, the optimization, and the multiplayer. But that's stuff that it helps to see people's streams, because it's like, oh yeah, we gotta adjust, like, say the stuff in first person when you have a bow and you kind of get a sort of a weird camera angle shot from behind the player, or the hatchet swinging in the face of the player where it should be kind of, we want to move that off to the right a little bit, and just little quality of life things to make the experience better will be great. Yeah, I added a Bobby's in the little work room here at the what is this? The little farm, and that candle is way too big.
Greenhouse.
But I added a candle in there because it was pitch black, and what I was noticing on streams,
love it,
is that people would be building stuff. So when you build something at this crafting bench, or at your crafted campfire, or at electronic crafting bench, or your own basic crafting bench, the item appears on the table of that said item, or on the stonework of that fireplace. All those other places are quite lit up and pretty easy going, but wherever there was a crafting bench, they're in dark areas, some of them. And so people would be like, I just crafted it, where is it? And they'd be going through their inventory and looking all over the place. And only because we have that proximity trace line, which outlines a object when you're close to it, they could see it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna add a little candle with a little flame here. I gotta bring that flame down a bit. But now if Bobby crafts something and comes back, he'll be able to see that it's on there. So just little quality of life things is to make the experience better for the players, so they're not losing their minds. Sam, do you have any questions or anything?
A quick thing, YouTube related. It looks like chat is disabled. I don't know if we forgot to turn something on your end. I promise we're not trying to not hear questions.
No, for sure. Where would that be?
It might
Chat is
be
disabled for the stream. Yeah, see that at the top.
Yep. That was unintentional.
Yeah.
It might be
Joka?
through OBS.
Where's my Joka?
Joka.
Joka, how do I do these things? I'll wait for a response, because I don't want to click out and stop the stream.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there is a way to do it. Normally we do, in the past, not normally, but in the past we have streamed on Twitch, so it's something that I haven't even thought about.
adjusting.
I don't want to brag.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag, but I made it to the Firewatch Tower, and it is some good looting up here.
Oh, is there?
Oh yeah, like I got. It's just so good. I'm so excited.
Meanwhile,
I got-
Bobby's setting up camp over here at the kids' camp.
Yeah, I got a little chessboard. This is gonna be so good.
Oh, this is great. Sorry, Craig, I'm just gonna interrupt you. Bobby just put down a storage crate, which these are fairly new, and one of the cool things is they actually have a labeling system on top of them, so you can craft a bunch of these and sort of just set them up the way if if you're a person who likes to be organized, you can go, okay, this is my food crate, this is my tool crate, this is my farming crate, and it kind of lends itself off of the pouches. So right now, as you can see in the UI, Bobby, where you would put your farming pouch, or your ammo pouch, or chef's pouch, or your doctor's pouch, he has a quiver there. And the quiver, there's store-bought quivers that you can find, and there's also the crafting quiver, and that's the one that Bobby has on right now. And what that does is it opens up just like the farming pouches. If Bobby can scroll down to the very bottom, it'll open up just like an area to put loot, but it will only take bolts or arrows, which is awesome. And just like a doctor's pouch will only take doctor's like medicines and bandages and things like that, or a cooking one would just be your pot or your pan or food, things like that. So great little utilities there for using those little pouch options. So I love that we have the whole setup where you can get your camp going and have these different loot boxes. And there's going to be more loot boxes coming, different sizes. So that'll be great as well. So we'll have a small, medium, large kind of setup. And they'll take
Yeah, and one thing that I do anytime I find a pouch, like here's one here, is I'll actually equip it and then I'll drop my backpack and I'll pack things that go into that pouch. Because as you play, you'll learn that certain stuff goes into the pouch, like the farmer's pouch, like you were saying, like all the seeds will go in there. And instead of having to drag them over, I find it really fast to just control click stuff. And same when I'm moving from the crafted backpack to a larger backpack, or even from this backpack to another large backpack. I find it super useful just to like drag and drop, open it, and then equip the other one and just control click everything. That's really helpful because items that go in that slot will go into the quiver first, or into your special container first if they're able to go in there. So that's a little tip for you.
That's
and
a great tip.
It looks like we did get Joka in here for chat help.
Chat is working. Yay!
Chat is up.
Awesome.
Thank you, Joka.
My apologies for barging in, but yeah, I got it fixed, so I'm going to be hopping off here in a second, and I will be keeping an eye on chat, so just keep the show going. Apologies for that, everyone.
No worries.
Thank you,
Joka.
Joka.
Thank you, Joka, once again, saves the day. For anybody in chat, watching the VOD later, have probably met Joka in some sort of chat room. That kind of sounds weird, but he has been there to help a lot of people, whether they're streaming or in Discord or even in their TikToks and Instagram feeds, and to explain things that people didn't understand or had questions. One of the biggest questions is when's it coming to console? So he's always been there to answer those questions as best of his ability, and he's been so helpful. And I think the community has been super appreciative having him and Sam as well there to take their questions and help out. So super thankful. Thank you, Joka, for getting that running.
Happy to help, always. I will get off, and I will let you get back to the show.
Awesome. Sam, any more questions?
Awesome. Talk to you later.
Yes, there are actually some questions. One sec. One that I'm also actually very curious about is, will there be more like camp customization for maybe people who want to set up a nice home base?
Yes. So one thing that we did do out of the right out the door when we launched the demo, and something that Bobby worked on right up until demo days, was some cool little things that you could find to add to your camp that are not craftable, but that sort of store bought items, and you can find, I think a lot of them you can find at the train yard station, which lends back to the clothing that I was talking about. And there you can find fold out chairs that you can place at your camp, which is just like a regular chair, which gives you that extra stamina boost when sitting in it. And then another thing that I don't know if I've seen, maybe I've seen one or two streams use, which is which are the lights. So we have these little solar powered lights. So it's like, think of 3 posts, metal posts in the ground with a little, one of them has like a little solar cell on top of it, and then it has those classic patio string lights. So think of those 3 posts as a triangle, and then they're connected via the patio lights, and you can place those in your camp. They're a little tricky to place, just like all of our sort of stuff, which is what we're working on as well, as those quality of life things, making it easier to place on slightly uneven ground. But those are really cool. So those are the stuff. That's the stuff that's already in there. But adding the boxes where you can now label them, crafting a lean-to, and then finding a tent is really cool because it gives you more storage, and finding a sleeping bag instead of using a crafted bed, which is a nice little upgrade. And all of that progression is going to move forward into fall and into winter, into I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but looking at things that you will learn from either campers or settlers on the ability to craft your own cabin and your own trying to think of the name of it. There's actually a technical name for it, and Craig may know this, but it's a small sort of dugout that you use a lot of sticks, and you can have a small fire in there and a little shelf for your bed. And it's not the size of a cabin, it's more you crouch into it, but different stages of shelters that you'll need through
Sugar Shack?
It's not a sugar shack. Oh, Bobby just found an abandoned campsite. Oh wow, so you might be able to find some loot here. I think there might be some storage.
When the hell did that go in?
These are all randomized as well. So these are something that AI would be attached to as well. Ooh, we got a fishing lure, got some metal, compass. I got to look at the compass spawn. That compass spawns
I know
everywhere.
I know it's not a competition, but I'm looking what Bobby's got and what I got, and I'm pretty sure I'm losing. So it's not good.
That's okay. Let's team up and
I'm just wandering up the river at this point. You'll probably find my body at some point
Oh Jesus.
tomorrow.
let's see if
we'll
we can
see.
find something cool. Let's try and scour these woods to try and find a little stone building.
Nice. Yeah. So back to we do want to have the ability to progress with customization of a bigger term is calling it your base, but it's your campsite. It's your keep to yourself, Craig. Oh, Bobby. Oh, Bobby found something. Yeah. So expanding on your campsite there, and that I think that will be super cool. So once again, calling it a base, but not really necessarily being a base, being something that goes from lean-to tent to like a dugout to a log cabin, and having that ability where you can do all those things even within summer. You don't need to bring the wall down and move throughout fall and winter. You could actually just progress through the you could just stay in one area and just farm and fish, and more of like just a survival experience, and not even worry about the lore, and just have it more of I guess more like a chill kind of playthrough, which would be really cool.
Yeah, we have quite a long laundry list of cool things that we would like to add for customization. And we will get to all of them and more as we watch people play and see what people are coming up with as well. But like Dave was saying, right now our main focus is on those three pillars of getting optimization in so more people can play, and focusing on multiplayer as well. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipe, and and I'm very excited to start diving into those columns too.
Yeah. I think we'll all be happy once the bug column is a lot smaller, and we can get back to fun features and stuff that we've always wanted to add. But we know we gotta get it running smoother and cleaner, and for more people as well.
I know this is a question we briefly already answered, but since chat just came up, someone asked, will this be on console eventually?
Yeah, so high level, quick answer, yes. We do have is it a partnership, Craig, or is it an agreement? What would you call it?
It's both. Yeah, we're basically in the developer program for Sony and Microsoft. So you have to basically pitch your game to them.
Ooh, Bobby.
And it's not too bad, and then they say yay or nay, and then they ship you a dev kit, and then you get that going. So
yeah,
we'll be getting the dev kits in the fall. I didn't want to get distracted because they are kind of fun. So I was like, no, we got to finish early access. So the dev kits will be coming September.
Yeah.
But it's tough. I'm not gonna lie, right? Like
yeah.
getting on console is tough, and as a small team, like we definitely want to do it. It's just it's challenging.
We would have to get the game to version 1.0, so that would be obviously out of alpha, out of beta, and 1.0. When it comes to releasing anything on console, it goes through a really rigorous system through Microsoft and through Sony. Like there can't be any sort of glitchiness or anything along those lines, or they reject it. So it's a much longer process, and with a small team, it's tricky. But this is great. It'll be refined on PC. We do have a great partnership with NVIDIA, and we've talked to them, and we definitely want to get it on the NVIDIA experience. So for people that have Apple laptops, or have a computer that doesn't have a great processor, or even a PC laptop, get the subscription to the NVIDIA experience, and the Gold River project will be on there, and you can play it and basically like you're playing it on a 5090, and it'll stream to you. And we're super excited about that. So that'll be another option that people will be able to play the game on devices where they don't have the hardware to play it. So we're looking at all avenues to be able to, at the end of it all, whether it's PC, whether it's streaming PC, and then obviously over to console as well. So that's our sort of end goal with the Gold River project.
I'm not lost.
You know what I love right now, Craig? Can you see where Bobby's at? Ooh.
Yeah.
So you can.
I'm
see
up
his
by
marker?
perimeter control.
No, but can you see his
need
marker?
food. Yes, he's 1,000 meters away.
This is awesome.
That's a whole kilometer.
So this is just.
I can't go that far.
This has just been fixed. So previously, if you're the host, which is what we're watching Bobby right now in this multiplayer game, he could pretty much see everyone up to, I think, 999, and it would go plus. It wouldn't give you the exact. It would just, after that, after 999 meters, it would just go to a plus. So this has all been fixed recently. Bobby took care of this, and not only the client and the host can now see it as well, so they can find each other a lot easier and know when they're really far away in the map how far away they are. So that's awesome.
You know
yeah,
what?
it was definitely one of those bugs wanting to squish right away.
Yeah.
Sorry, Craig, go ahead.
I got bacon, and I'm gonna make myself a campfire, and I got a pan. I'm gonna fry up some bacon.
Oh, that sounds good.
All right, let's try and find a substation if we can, Craig.
Okay, let me eat the bacon.
Let's try.
Craig's already got bacon on the mind now, so good luck with
I
that.
got bacon,
running through
and
the woods.
you know what? I think the bacon, I might be able to tame a cougar with the bacon.
Yeah, might is doing a lot of work in that sentence, but I encourage you to try.
I heard a rumor that if you do kill a cougar and you learn on it, you'll be able to make pancakes. Is that true?
Oh, that would be so good. Pancakes. We need pancakes in the game. I love pancakes. Pancakes are
Ooh,
my favorite.
will we be adding more recipes as far as food?
Yes.
Good question.
Yeah, I think the food. Bobby and I took a good swipe at the food pre demo, but I think that's one thing that we definitely need to look at of all the things food related in the game and what they give you as far as hunger and thirst, and then calibrating those down to the ultimate meal, whatever that may be, of these 6 ingredients, and making like a stew or a soup or what have you, and that being like, oh, when you make that one thing, that's like the gold standard food thing to make, is when you make that, not only does it give you a full 100 health, but it makes 4 of them or 5 of them or 6 of them or whatever for giving to all your friends. So if you want to be the chef in the game for your team, and it's you're in fall and you're like, okay, we know we're like finding food in fall is going to be not as easy as summer, and winter it's going to be even harder because all the everything that's water related is going to be frozen over. So fishing is going to be tricky, and just finding any sort of wildlife. Oh, Bobby, be careful! Don't fall in. It's going to be tricky. So having things and prepping, it's going to be a lot of that sort of prep of like, okay, I'm going to take care of, especially multiplayer, is like, okay, I'm going to be the chef and I'm going to take care of food for everyone, and I'm going to make a bunch of stuff so we can make it through fall and winter and take care of that. But we really want to make sure that everything feels balanced. So if you eat a turnip, it gives you X amount, and it's if you eat like, I don't want to be able to, like, you eat a turnip and it gives you 100 health, and you have stew and it gives you 5. Like, we want to make sure everything is balanced in the right way, and that there's fun meals to make. The meals that fun fact, the meals that are in there right now actually are from backers, along with the trail signs. All the trails are from backers that backed a package that came with the ability to make trails, give us trail names. And the other one was we opened up the Discord for people to give us recipes, and we said, okay, these are the ingredients that will be available in summer. Make up some recipes, and we got some really cool recipes. So the ones that are in there right now are from backers, which is I love that. I love that. There's so much community stuff in the game already, and it's just at demo level. So
Yeah, I think.
Can I eat the bacon
backing off
hot,
that
or do I
too-
have to let it cool down? Oh, I'm sorry, Bobby.
Oh, no, it's okay. You can eat the bacon
you
hot.
can eat
It's
the
fine.
bacon hot. Burn that mouth.
Can I? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Blow
one
on
of
it.
the things that we really want to try and balance is we want to try and reward players who go through the full process of growing food and combining and saving food to make these recipes. And the sort of reward for that being that you only need to eat kind of once for an entire day. But watching so many people play and watching people really play the sort of nomad style where their campsite is their backpack, has really encouraged us to also look at options of eating sort of along the road, and we can get more into that later on. I don't want to give too much away, but giving people the ability to not only kind of pack food in the cans to take with them, or in later seasons being able to store stuff, but also providing more food that's sort of readily available, so you don't have to stop to hunt or fish, and you can kind of sustain yourself. So we're pretty excited about that too.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because right now, like we said at the beginning of the stream, we do want to lay a lot of stuff in there because we know it's only a 2-hour time limit, for people to try everything and then make sure they have enough food to survive. On the early access release, because there is no time limit, that will change, because we want people to fish, we want people to hunt, and we want people to either farm. So you can pick and choose what you want to do to find that food and survive. That being said, you will be able to find food in things like a lot of people have gone to the cafeteria section of the kids camp in the big hall and find lots of food there, and that still will be something that's available. It probably just won't be as fruitful. It will be some things, but we really want to bring in that element of having people find some things to survive at the beginning, and then move into like, okay, I need to learn how to hunt, or if hunting's not for you, I need to learn how to fish. And the great thing with all of these, as a lot of people have noticed, is that you do get a badge when you work on some of these abilities, whether it's the running badge that Bobby has right now. But as you cook and you receive a badge, then when you cook again, you'll yield more. That's one of the perks. Another thing is hunting would be the same thing, and your stamina for your bow will increase. So being able to hold your breath longer. Swimming is also holding your breath longer, so you can get places that you wouldn't be able to get to before. So you may discover that way, and yeah, so on and so forth. So the more you pick whatever that is for you, if you're like, look, I don't want to kill anything, I just want to grow vegetables, you'll definitely, there's a farming badge, and that will up your perk as well. So we're trying to think of everybody and every which way that people may want to pick and choose their sort of own adventure on how to survive.
There is an interesting question in chat. Astro asks, so singular biome with seasons or multiple biome / climate zones based on location / altitude?
It's a great question. Yeah, so this experiment that these campers have been thrown into starts in a restricted area that is perpetual summer. It will always be summer. It won't ever change unless the wall that you're sort of trapped in comes down, and that's kind of your objective in this game. It's sort of, you can play at any time limit you want in early access, but if you want to progress through the game and try to escape this crazy experiment, you will want to bring the wall down, and there's 3 ways to bring this sort of electromagnetic wall down, and one is finding a substation, which Bobby was attempting to do, and see if when the sun comes up we can find one. And what a substation is a power plant. Basically, it powers the wall. The other way to bring the wall down is to find the perimeter control, gain access to it, and perimeter control controls the wall and tells the substations how to power the wall and distribute the power and things like that. So you got the substation, which is a puzzle form, and that will bring the wall down. Perimeter control, which is a stealth / force. It's guarded. You got to be super stealthy, sneak in, and find a way to disable the wall. And the third way is hack a substation. On the exterior of a substation, there is a emergency override, and there are 6 random suitcases thrown throughout summer, and you need to find them all and the electronic pieces inside of them, and find an electronic crafting bench, construct this little hacking device, which is kind of like a little Raspberry Pi, and then go to one of these substations exterior and hook this up, and that will also bring the wall down. So we're giving the player the option to do puzzles that turn into puzzles, stealth combat, and the last one, which is explore, because those random suitcases with the electronic crafting parts in them are randomly generated on each and every play, and they move throughout the world, and they can be anywhere, and I do mean anywhere. So you really have to be the type of player that loves exploring every nook and cranny. So that's really cool on that spec. So when you do this, when you figure out, okay, I'm gonna do, say, the substation, and I found a note / map where the substation is, you go to said substation, you enter it, you figure out the puzzle in it, and you solve the puzzle. What's going to happen is the wall's going to come down, and if you ever do find this wall during the daytime and walk up to it, just have a gander of what's on the other side of the wall, and you'll notice that all of the leaf type of trees are all autumn. They all have sort of brownish leaves. Everything on the other side, it's already fall on that side. So when you bring the wall down, the wall comes down, and the weather on the other side of that wall and the temperature will now move into summer. So the map is expanded considerably, and everything that you knew in summer is now fall. So thunderstorm rolls in, that'll come down to rain, heavy fog, light fog, overcast, much colder conditions. So you start off in a shirt and shorts, so you want to make sure you got some jeans or some good rain gear, a good jacket to help with that, maybe a hat or something to stop the rain as well, and to deal with your temperature, because your temperature is going to go down. And you can see in the bottom left corner there is a temperature gauge there, and that is you want to make sure that doesn't go into the blue and you start getting sick and you'll start losing food much quicker. So you want to make sure you manage that. And then basically what happens then is when you wander into fall, the new fall, because summer is fall as well. When you move into new fall, once again, you're going to come across another wall, and the other side of that wall is going to be winter. So once again, you're looking at new points of interest for a substation, or you're looking for the perimeter control that lives in fall, or you're exploring and looking for those electronic suitcases, and basically rinse and repeat. You are now going to try to bring down the winter wall, and in doing so, fall and summer that were previously fall or previously summer will all turn to winter. So snow blizzard comes in,
Yeah.
all the leaves drop, all your lakes freeze over. And as you progress through this, it is very much like I spoke about, being almost, you want to be a hoarder when it comes to food and clothing, and whether you keep that in your quote unquote base, your campground, to be able to survive this, because it's going to get more and more harsh, right? It's going to be harder to find food, and it's going to be a lot colder. And yeah, so I hope that explains that.
Yeah.
And the map gets bigger as you progress.
Yeah, and one of the things that I wanted to touch on as well, I think that those are really, really great points. And I think that one of the things that we're big fans of, obviously, survival games, and one of the things that most people that have played survival games will know is that a lot of times when you have these sort of elements change, it's a difficulty slider, which is the case for certain things, like you said about food and temperature. We do really want to be realistic with that. It's a lot harder to survive in winter than it is in summer. Those nights get cold, especially in this area. But we also wanted to bring with it some opportunities. So the environment will be ever changing, not only in its randomness, but also as you progress through the seasons. Certain areas that were accessible in summer may not be once it changes to fall. Things happen during the seasons, and certain things that you weren't able to cross, you now might be able to in fall or winter. So we really wanted to keep the map as open as possible and allow players to explore sort of backwards through areas that they knew before. Coming back to a place like this in winter, there might be some cool opportunities for you. So that's something that we also are working hard on, is making the environment very much a sort of living character, as well as increasing the difficulty.
Yeah, that's a great thing to touch upon that we haven't talked too much about. And a great example of that is that you'll see is in the quarry. There's a little bit of water at the bottom of the quarry, and after rain, after you move into fall, the idea with that area is that quarry would fill up with water, and you'll notice there is a cave that's unreachable, and you'll be able to now swim to that cave. Another example is we want to have an orchard of certain bushes, and then when that moves to fall and they lose their leaves, that you'll actually find loot inside of those bushes. When the storms do happen, they are quite severe, so trees will get knocked over, and now you'll have access to another area. So really, once again, what Bobby was saying there is having this living, breathing world as you progress. So it is worth coming back to areas, and if you've learned and progressed onward, and you've moved from that / lean-to crafted bed to tent to sleeping bag to a small sort of, as Craig calls it, a sugar shack, to a log cabin as your base, then you will have those abilities to, like, okay, I'm going to store everything in here, and it's once again, with early access, it's unlimited days and nights. It's just as long as you can feed yourself, you can progress through this at your own speed. The tricky part of it is for people who may not know and go ahead and bring the wall down, and they're just not prepared. They didn't get enough food, they didn't get the right clothing, and now they're like constantly freezing, so they're stuck at a campfire, or they're stuck in an interior and hoping their friends will join them and bring them some warm clothing, so they can progress. But yeah, there's a lot of things that, one, in the randomization that we always wanted in this game, because we wanted replayability to be huge. for something that is a story-driven part of the game, where you can play it as a chill game and just set up camp and fish and hunt and farm and just be somewhere where you want to come and relax, especially because summer is so pretty and so easygoing compared to fall and winter. But yeah, have all those abilities of randomness every time you play, and really sort of be a new experience, and obviously on the leveling up too of your abilities with badges and getting better at those things. So excited about all the little nuances and parts of this thing. You have any more questions there, Sam?
I see chat's having a lot of fun talking about leeches.
I see a question from Sergeant Calvin. I don't know if you guys answered that or not. How long is your idea of a single playthrough?
That has always been a great question. I know talking internally and talking to other studios and stuff and having that question, and for us it's a tricky one because it's almost like the Grand Theft Auto question, where I think you can complete Grand Theft Auto, the main story, in X amount of hours, say like 6 to 10 hours or something like that, but there's constantly detours to do different missions and do things, so the game can be very extended. So that being said about Grand Theft Auto, the thing for us is because we have this randomization, and I know from a lot of us being fans of Sergeant Calvin's streams and watching them that he knows some of the progressions. So if he lands on the dock, heads to the abandoned cabin to the left, and there is a note there, he knows exactly where that substation is, and he can run that and get into fall quite quickly, usually within a day, which is amazing. Just knowing that he's played it so many times and understands what he needs to do and how long he'll survive. Now, that being said, in the demo, you're handed a lot of crutches of obviously food and things given to you right away, because it is a demo. We know it's limited time. Some of those things will be sort of limited down. But it really is going to come down to, yes, you could do a season in one game day, but how prepared are you? Let's just use Sergeant Calvin as an example. When he does these runs, he hasn't found himself jeans, he hasn't found a jacket, he hasn't found shoes, or maybe he's found half of that stuff. How much food does he have? Because as I said, as you move into fall and into winter, it gets harder and harder. So it really is random. So it's a hard question to answer, but I would say if you took your time and explored the environment, because fall is like summer on steroids. It's almost twice as big, and winter is, once again, it just grows and grows. It's the opposite of like a PUBG where the map gets smaller. This is just getting bigger and bigger, and as Bobby touched on, stuff that you knew about summer that is now turned to fall and then is now turned to winter changes. So areas that you couldn't reach before are now available. So is it worth going back and going to that area and seeing what you can get and what that unveils in the grand scheme of things? But yeah, putting a number on that, we definitely want to mention some sort of rough hourly gameplay for single player in the early access information. So when people, basically, we've been talking about this internally, we want people, before they purchase the game, when we get the demo more refined in the sense of multiplayer working really well with the new system, and optimization help from Epic and getting it on more machines, is going, hey, can you play the demo? Does it work great? Are you happy with it? If you're happy with the demo and you're enjoying it, okay, purchase it. And then just being really clear that it is a game that is going to be a living experience. Like, things are going to be added constantly, even after release. It's not an early access and done. Which is one of the problems, is that we find a lot of early access that the name has been kind of hijacked by AAA studios, and it's basically a complete game and they're calling it early access, and they only have very little to refine on it, where early access originally was for these sort of indie devs like us to sort of like, hey, if you really enjoy what we're doing, here's our game, and we're still working on it, but the majority of it is here, and it's not the functionality is in better shape than what the demo is, and obviously getting it in a really good spot. But it'll still be stuff will still be added. It's not like it's a one and done. There's more stuff to come, whether there's more functionality, more points of interest, things like that. So I think roughly we can say it's like 20 plus hours. Craig and I have thrown that number.
Oh,
We're
around.
gonna
yeah.
be closer
Yeah,
to
not
for
30.
sure.
I think we're gonna be closer to 30.
30,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
I
just
think
so
that that's
much. The map just gets huge. Like, without spoiling anything, I mean, I would love to fly everybody over the entire map and you just be like, good God, like, it's crazy.
Yeah. And I think I'm personally most excited for the two extremes of that number. I'm excited for the people that see it as like challenge accepted and try and beat it as
Yeah.
quickly as possible and see what the strategy is for having the most efficient run, knowing where things are and trying to figure out where to go. It's going to be really tricky with everything being randomized. But then the other side of that is I'm excited to see people who get it day one and are like, I've survived X number of days as a solo or as a team, and kind of taken that as a badge of honor to kind of
Hell yeah.
last as long as they can. So I think that's the cool thing about this is you can go either way. It's not something that we're forcing you to stop at a certain point or pushing you along. Because personally, as a huge fan of survival games, obviously, I'm not a massive fan of when I get shoved in a direction, or forbidden from sticking around. So yeah, I'm excited to see how people kind of hoard things and see how long they can survive for.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be really interesting. And it's going to be, once again, it's going to be a learning experience for us too on what things work and what things don't work. And that's the great thing about being a small team. We can move on a dime, or as I find, knowing some AAA studios and knowing people work at AAA studios, that changing larger parts of the game is just like, it's like moving the Titanic. It's like, oh God, this is going to take forever to fix this because it's such a big ship. For us, it's like we've learned so much just from backers to the demo that we've changed stuff on the fly, like within days. Which with great example being the backpack in a tree, which was just more of showing a campsite that's been ruined, where you're supposed to find your pristine campsite and get all your gear, and everything's thrown over the place and destroyed. We had the backpack in a tree as you come in, and I watched a streamer, I can't remember her name, I always feel bad because I forget, and she tried, climbing the tree, chopping the tree, throwing things at this backpack, and I'm like, oh my God, that's a missed opportunity. And that day we did a patch, and Craig and Bobby had it that you could throw something at the backpack and it would drop. And so if you were keen enough, either you saw someone do it or you just were playing a single player and you saw that, you could figure it out, and you got rewarded for trying, because there is some puzzles in the game that you do need to throw stuff at. So introducing that function and knowing that in this game you can throw things and you're rewarded, that helped us with a puzzle that we already had in the game in one of the substations, that you need to be able to throw at certain things to activate certain things. So that was great. And it was great that we could just get that in so quickly. Like, it actually happened in an afternoon, and it was in the next patch.
Yeah. And that's one of my favorite things about early access. And I think that's one of the sides that people don't see very often, because, like you said, a lot of times early access are fully finished games that are just being announced. Is that kind of co-development with the community. Like, the amount of times that I've seen someone do something and I'm like, you're right, this is a really cool idea. Or we have an idea that we're already working on and someone in the game is like playing and like, it'd be really cool if you could also do this. And so I think that it's those moments I want to like reach through my monitor and high five them, because we're on the same
100%.
page. But
Yeah.
it makes it super cool
I
because
can totally relate to that.
Yeah.
I can totally just to project off of that is that even with Sergeant Calvin being here, there was a couple things that he was mentioning. He's like, oh, and this and that, and I'm like, get out of my brain. Like, this is all written on what he's talking about is all written on a whiteboard right here next to me, of like all the things that we want to add or that are coming down the pipeline already. And so it's great to be exactly what Bobby said, is people, one, getting the concept, and two, it really lends itself and leads in the right direction. And you can see the like-mindedness, people that like it, understand that, and what things would work really well with that concept. So it's awesome.
We also have actually a pretty important question here in chat that asks what work is being made to multiplayer and servers. My buddies and I want to play together, but it's been so difficult to connect and stay connected.
Yes.
So we only play solo currently.
Yes. So yeah, I talked a little bit at the beginning of the stream, and definitely talk about it again. So the system that we have implemented right now is and then Craig can probably chat a little bit about this, but I believe it's an open source Steam setup that is very simplistic. And what that does is, Bobby's found a little experiment. Sorry. So what that entails, it's a very bare bones Steam connection. The way the game works, and it was designed this way, is that there are no servers, and we really wanted to take what Sons of Forest, and Astroneers did, and a handful of other games, which is called player hosted. And so the idea behind that is whoever has the better computer, more so CPU than GPU, it's very CPU intensive, will host the game. That
GPU
being said,
intensive.
what's that?
GPU intensive.
Oh, I thought it was CPU intensive for multiplayer.
Still GPU, I think so.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Don't listen to me. I'm looking for pants. I'm just looking for
Oh my
pants.
gosh.
I'm just lost in the woods.
So
I'm at the cabin. looking
Craig
for
was hired
pants, so-
on 12 years ago just to work with pants, and he's just on pants, and that's what he does.
No, I'm looking for pants.
still
I need some
there.
Pants.
He's still looking for
Wandering
pants.
around the woods in my underwear. This is not good.
Sorry.
Like-
So yeah, I believe, and I'll double check on this, that it's CPU intensive, not GPU. And the really cool thing for us from starting in UE4 and going to UE5 is that the CPU side of things for UE5 games, including ours, it's very CPU low intensive. There's not much happening there, so which is great. It's more GPU intensive, and that's what we're working on for optimization. So anyway, long story short, we are implementing a brand new Steam setup, and this will be more so based on how Sons of Forest works, where you host a game, and then your friends join your game in a lobby, and once you're joined and connected, then move everyone into the game lobby, which is our outfitters. And so there's a smoother transition, better understanding, and a better connection. So it is a huge undertaking, and it's happening right now. Once we have something that is tested and working, we will move that over to the demo and let the community know, because we'll definitely need all of you to test it and see how it works, but it should be a much smoother, a much better experience. We don't know right now why people that can play single player can play multiplayer, and why some people that can play single player can't play. It's very weird. We have a few ideas, but we definitely think a much more robust Steam system is the better way to go, is to have something that's a little more that makes sense, because right now we're having to, through the community, tell people, hey, wait for your friend, whoever's hosting the game, to make sure they're in the outfitters, the quote-unquote lobby, and then join, because you'll get booted every time. So you have to wait till they're in the lobby. Friend goes, hey, I'm in the lobby, I'm moving around, you can join. And then usually that's a surefire, like if you can play single player, you should get in no problem. That being said, there is these little edge cases where people are having issues, which totally, like, that really, like, for us is like, oh, god damn it, because we want everyone to really experience both sides of it, the single and the multiplayer. And if you can play single player, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to play multiplayer. So we looked at the system, and it's just too basic, so we're going to redo all that, and that way it's very clear that you have joined, and now that you're moving into the outfitters with your buddy. So sorry about that. I wish we had an easy fix for that. We have found a lot of issues, whether it been Intel processors and motherboards needing to be updated, from NVIDIA releasing the latest GPU drivers that have screwed everybody, and everyone's had to revert back. And that's not only happened for us, but a bunch of other games, because it's the trick when you're not doing console and you're doing PC. There's so many different things that can screw you over. So yeah, we're working. That's one of the main things. So multiplayer, optimization, and AI are the top three pillars right now that we're working on top of the existing bugs that we know right now from everyone contributing to the bug tracker and cleaning those up. Hopefully that answers the question.
Someone asked kind of a community question, said, I don't have any friends. Will there be an opportunity to join someone else's group?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have just like you can in Sons of Forest. If you've played, I know I referenced that game a lot. I'm just hoping if you've played it, there is a setup where you can do private game or open, where you can allow anyone in there. And that being said, along with the Steam system that we're working on, we definitely want to have in-game voice chat as well. So you can talk to someone that you know, just meeting someone online. You want to play the game. And then we're also looking at doing something that's really cool that Craig mentioned that I don't think we've talked to the community about, is player passing the hosting. So say I host a game, Craig and Bobby join, I've got to go for dinner, I can pass my hosting abilities off to Bobby. Bobby is now the host of the game, and Craig and Bobby can continue playing since I'm no longer hosting on my computer. And that can continue, right? You can now pass it off to Craig, and then I finish dinner, I can join Craig's game, and it's still the same game, and it's still following all that same data. So that's something that's coming later on down the path, but that's the one downfall of doing player hosted, is that it's not on a server in the cloud somewhere that you can save all your progress and then you can come back to it. In the sense that anyone can come back to it. It would have to be whoever last saved or whoever last hosted. So we're working on different ways of doing that, because it's going to be it would be nice to do something where, say you played with your friends into the wee hours of the morning, everyone's got to go to school or work the next day, I get off work first, I can put the game up, and then everyone can join with all that saved data there. So that's something that we're super excited about. It's very new to us, so but we know it's available, and something we definitely want to add, so you can keep passing the hosting ability, which will be super cool.
And then kind of in the meantime, I know Joke and I have talked about setting up some like a server in our Discord, or a channel in our Discord, where you can like an LFG channel, if you wanted to play with other people from the
that'd
community.
be great. Anyone down to play right now, and here's my Steam name, and I'll throw a game up. Yeah, I think that'd be great. We always joked, because right now I think, and probably shouldn't say this, but I think all games are public, so I think you can join anybody's game, and you could actually like hide in the bushes. There's no chat, which is unfortunate, because you could totally be super creepy and do some like something out of like Friday the 13th, like some like, run around, and you gotta throw some reverb on that.
If anyone knows how to whistle.
Yeah, exactly. And then scare the heck out of people and then run away, giggling. Can't catch me.
In case you're wondering, Dave, I still don't have pants, but I did find shoes and a backpack.
Now,
so
you saying
I feel
this,
like
for people who don't know, you would find this weird, but this is the average for Craig. He's actually
I feel
doing
like
well.
I'm on my way to Wreck Beach. I'm on my way to Wreck Beach. I got my backpack.
That's a new
I got
beach
my
in town.
underwear, and I got my shoes. So I got plenty of sunscreen. Yeah. So
Looking
I mean,
for
Bobby
forest
is.
friends.
I love it.
Oh, I think I see.
Bobby has yet to find a
Yeah.
substation. Bobby, find
Wow.
a substation.
I mean, I've been trying to not give it away too much, but
I've just been looking for pants. So
Yeah. So you guys are wondering why the
Craig
game's
is on
taking
his own
so long
mission.
to build? There you go. It takes us this long just to find pants.
I told chat that I'm not allowed on camera on these things,
No,
and
you're not.
they all agreed that's for the best.
Yeah, it is
I'm
for the
like,
best.
well,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was rude, but when
Yeah.
that many people,
Maybe one day we can have a Craig stream for like the new player experience.
Yeah. And
Uh,
he's died again. And he's died again.
hey, look!
yeah.
Hey, there's Bobby. Look at that. Here
Did
we
you
go.
find
I'm
Bobby?
gonna be on
Hey,
Oh,
camera.
you still don't have pants.
Where's your clothes?
I told you guys. I
He
told
wasn't
you.
kidding.
He
He
wasn't.
actually
I told
lost
you.
his pants.
I got. Someone said, "Hey, I'll trade you your clothes for a little bag of beans," and I said, "Sure."
No.
So
Did you not? Did you not get your or their end of the?
Yeah, where's the beans?
Yeah. Did you?
they go. I ate beans because I was hungry, and my food didn't go up, and I died anyway. And I came, and I came back, and my clothes were gone. But I was pretty happy. I found a backpack and shoes because I was running around barefoot. So it's not good.
Yeah, definitely here's how
And
not to play.
I've come to the conclusion that, I'm really bad at this game.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if
But-
you played single player, it would not be good for you. I think you definitely need.
You know,
you need
I like to think.
you need a camp
Look,
mom who's going to feed you, and you need a
that's
camp
true.
dad who's going to dress you.
But that's true. You're not
And
wrong.
like maybe we could do like you could craft like a baby Bjorn, and we could put Craig in the baby Bjorn and just carry him around.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. You told me there was a chateau with like a nice warm bed and a jacuzzi,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I can't find
in
it.
winter, yeah, it's got hot cocoa.
Oh.
It's got everything, yeah. Unfortunately, it's the same chateau from The Shining, so good luck.
I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and build a crafted element where you can just attach a sleeping bag to a really long stick, and we can just zip him in there and just carry him around.
Oh,
Yeah, unzip him.
And hit every
Be like a
rock
little,
possible, just so it really hurts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We can add those little like backpack leashes specifically
Yeah.
for
That
Craig.
would be,
Oh my
that
gosh.
would
So
be
good.
good. I wouldn't say no. But you guys still haven't helped me solve my pants problem. I noticed there's a real lack of
Now we
pants
just have backpacks.
Yeah.
in this game.
What we could
So-
do is we could probably add like crochet or like knitting or something, so you could just sit like for a good 8 hours in game of knitting your own pants.
Hey, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
We already
Like-
have the chair that you can sit in. What if you can
like-
knit while you're in
Yeah.
there?
There you go.
Is there an RV? Is there an RV I could find? I could just hang out in the
So
RV.
you want to go glamping? Is that it?
Pretty,
Yeah.
yeah. Is that an option? Is that a DLC?
It's DLC. Yeah. It's
Remove the
$1,000.
survival tag from
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
sponsored by Winnebago.
I would. You know what? I would pay $1,000 right now for a pair of pants because it's starting to get chilly in here.
Yeah, no matter what our game mode is, that's the more peaceful setting. I think in parentheses it should just say Craig's version.
Yeah.
I think that
Craig's
should be
version,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to sit by the campfire. I want to pat the cougar somehow, not in so it's a nice big kitty.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
And
she'll rip
then-
your hands
Someone
off.
did ask if we could tame coyotes and bears. And all of
You
that.
can try.
No.
You can try.
You
You
know
can
what?
always try.
Yes.
No,
But
no, that's
there's
my
so
favorite.
many cool things coming down the
That's
pipe.
my favorite thing. The tourists in Vancouver, they'll be up there like, "We're gonna go. We see a bear," and they're trying to feed the bear through the car window, and I'm like, "Oh my god, please don't do that."
Don't do that. That's not good.
No.
Yeah.
Bears don't
no
know the difference
yogi.
between human and chips. They'll eat both.
Yeah.
Someone asked, did you guys already address the hit markers? I got attacked by a cougar, and I don't think any of the hits registered.
Yes. Yeah, we
Yes.
fixed that the other patch, the last patch.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's also some balancing going in with all of the possible things. I notice people throwing and hitting them with all sorts of things. And so we're working on the balance of the damage rates. But yeah, getting some blood effects and noise effects when you confirm that you hit. That way you know, okay, I am connecting with this rock. It's just not strong enough to take down a cougar before it takes me down.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are a lot of bug fixes that are going to be sent out in an update list. And so much content on whiteboards and in progress, and some even finished that we're ready to implement too. So
Yeah.
very, very excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah. We definitely need to get that. I've also noticed weird little situations with picking up stones and sticks, and it's like usually like you'll look at it and you'll swing around 90 degrees and now I can pick it up. So it's just weird angles, even though the collision has been corrected on those items, to be able to pick them up. To the previous versions of the demo where you couldn't get a lot of them, they would just get stuck in the dirt. Now it's an angle issue, so we're sort of deep diving into that as well and making that simpler. Trees need to be fixed as well, like falling over. That's on the list. There's little quality of life things that we, as a small team, we really wanted to get the functionality working, and then come back and do these quality cleanup passes as well. Of you can chop a tree and wood will fall at your feet, but after a while that tree should fall over as well, and all that kind of stuff. So
I was laughing watching someone stream the other day because they were like, okay, when daytime hits, I'm going to go south. I'm going to go south. I'm going to go south. And then daytime hit and they're like, oh, what's this? And they ran completely west. And I was laughing because it was just so funny. And then I realized that's constantly what's happening to us in the development side of like trying to juggle the optimization when so many cool ideas are flowing to add features is our biggest thing right now is working on those core pillars and being able to do them all equally. So we're optimizing and working on multiplayer while maintaining good workflow and bugs, and then also being able to squeak in as much new content as we can. So
Yeah.
that's kind of our biggest thing right now. We're all wearing a lot of hats all
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, and we're also watching streams as we are doing this, which is try not to be distracted by them, but also be distracted in the sense of like, oh, I've never seen that bug before. Oh, that's a really cool idea that they did there. Or it's hard. There's so much to be done, and we've got a really good workflow, and trying to stay as organized as possible to stay with our eyes on the prize, and hit that early access and continue building out, and creating that great experience. So yeah, we're all wearing many hats, doing many things all at the same time.
Yeah,
So, patting
and
your
I
head,
definitely want to
rubbing your
keep
tummy.
encouraging that. Yeah, exactly. I want to encourage that too. People providing suggestions and feedback, because I think some people in streams we've popped into have been sort of hesitant at times, but that's one of the biggest plus sides to being able to play
Yeah.
something in early access is be able to contribute, be able to be part of the conversation, whether it's something that's broken, something that's difficult, or something that is really exciting to you and that you'd want to see more of, or something that doesn't exist yet that you'd love to be implemented. I think that obviously we can't promise everything is going to be answered, but it is the cool thing about working on a small team in early access is that it's still very nimble, and there's a lot of things that we're on the same page about, and things that we see someone try and we're like, oh my gosh, we have to get that in. So please keep that coming as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
There's
We love
it's yeah, exactly. Love the feedback, and there's some stuff that we're just like we had to make certain decisions just to reach Steamfest and get this demo out, and that are obviously going to be in like one of the big things that someone will chop down a tree is like, why can't I put these logs on a fire? And that's a great question. You should be able to, and that's something that's coming as well. Is you could do sticks, or if you put a log in, the log will last longer. It's just at the time it's like, okay, let's we can do sticks right now and focus on these other things that are broken before we get the demo out, and we'll have an option where you can craft a log into sticks. So if you can't find any sticks, at least you have that option as well. But yeah, the obvious things is like, well, I have a big chunk of wood here, why can I throw it on the fire? And that'll all be available shortly. It's on the list of bugs, but it's not on the list of like, is this game breaking, I can't play anymore, people in multiplayer can't play kind of stuff. So it's a level of importancy, and if you've committed or submitted a bug, sorry, and you haven't seen it fixed yet, it's just that there's probably ones that are stopping a lot more people playing than a log going into a fire where you could just use a stick. So it is something that's going to happen, and we're aware of it, but it's with small team, we got to pick and choose the sort of more important bugs that are affecting a larger number of people, and getting that in there first.
Speaking of bugs, Haptic Games asked, did we fix the issue of dropping things off in boxes and then the items vanishing?
Greg?
Can you repeat that question, please?
He's
yeah.
still trying to find pants.
Yeah, he's still trying to find pants.
Yeah, so sorry.
Did we fix the issue of dropping things off in boxes and then the items vanishing?
Okay, so here's what I fixed about the boxes is I fixed the label that was on the box. That is on my list to double check the inventory inside the box. Just because it's like a double for loop happening, and those are tricky. So I need to see. Yeah, there's issues with it's the same as with like the inventory in the backpacks. Like it's supposed to be saving in theory, but I don't think it's super consistent. So that's on my list. So
Yeah.
that's a long answer for me to say no.
We're working on it.
And I think Bobby
We're
can
working
actually touch on this. I think the other issue was people setting up a loot box, labeling it, putting stuff in it, and then they would pack it and lose all the stuff in there. Are we now, and Bobby can answer this, I think what we talked about is you're not able to pack it unless you empty that crate, correct? Has that
Yes,
happened, or is that the idea?
so yeah, so that's in now. So one of the things that that should be available in the next update is you're unable to pack a chest that you've put down unless it's empty. And I noticed that was an issue for some people where they packed something and they lose all of their stuff, or they're just looking to open it and they accidentally pack it. So in order to mitigate those concerns, you won't accidentally pack it unless you empty all the stuff out. So if you do want to pack up the box and bring it with you, You either have to pick up the stuff or drop the items in it, and then they'll give you the opportunity to pack. That's just one of the quality of life things, but it definitely took precedent because our kind of main priority for bugs is things that are game breaking, where you're no longer able to play, or things where you lose a ton of progress, and that was one of them. So now you'll have to empty your chest before you can pack it.
Dave, this CM Langley 2025 in chat has a suggestion.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
What about a
This
coffee
is his alter
stand
ego.
on the trail
Yeah. Say again.
that serves lattes and scones? You know, so you just come across it on the trail, and you can get some food, because I have also not only pants, food is hard to come by.
Yeah, I think one of the things that Langley 420 said that was basically we're gonna have a side game. So I don't remember, people remember when they launched The Division by Ubisoft. They're like, oh, your friend can join but via an iPad as a drone and fly into the game and help you out. And we're like, ooh. So we're going to take that idea that never happened, and you're going to be able to join the game with an iPad, set up a burger stand, and it's just, you are just running a burger stand on a trail. So it's like the kid with the lemonade stand. You may or may not have anyone come by, and you may be charging too much for that burger, but you still need to live. And you live off an economy. You don't live off the land like everyone else, because you got to buy the meat. You've got to have it shipped in by truck. So you're managing all this stuff, and then you got shoplifters, which are bears, raccoons. So you got to deal with all that, and that's all.
I'm pretty sure about this, but the West Coast Trail, I think there's a burger shack. Steve might. I'm pretty sure.
I think
there's a burger shack, and it's like
you're gonna do all this
$85 a burger.
Yeah. You can do all this via iPad. We're gonna have this in the trailer, and we're gonna show this at Gamescom, and people are just gonna be like, "This is amazing." Your friend can join via iPad, open a burger shack, and play a completely different game.
I could probably
where all
make
they
it
do is sell burgers.
It could be mobile.
Yeah.
You just do it on your phone.
Yeah. And there it is.
Thank you, Steve. There is, right? Yeah. And it's like someone was complaining it was like the best $40 burger there, because they have it in the middle of the trail, like halfway point of the trail.
So funny.
Oh
There you
man.
go. There's a nonsense long answer and also making fun of The Division. How about that?
We do also have a very important question that says, will the coffee have Giardia? Can you
coffee and Giardia? No. I'll boil the water. I'll make sure. I wouldn't be serving the beaver fever. That's bad. That's bad.
Oh, no. Bobby just got it.
No. Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, he's got medication. He's good.
It's all part of the plan.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just swimming in my underwear right now. It's pretty good. I might go sunbathe on the rock.
Just so everyone in YouTube knows that we did ask Craig not to speak, and it didn't let him.
Yeah.
That's true. I just saying, I thought there's a lack of pants in the game, so if you die, like
Noted. You know what? I'll make sure shorts and pants are more available than
I'm serious.
compasses.
I'm serious. I went to the kids' camp. I went through the lockers thinking, okay, I'll be able to get a
took it all
shirt.
already.
Shorts
Bobby
there.
took it all. You were too slow.
Well,
Bobby
how
got
many
it all.
pairs of pants and shit does he need?
Bobby?
Yeah,
He's
I'll
a
definitely
fashionista.
see.
Bobby's already changed his jeans twice. He's got black. He's got blue. I think he has a pair of white
Steve was
ones.
saying Steve wants iced coffee at Craig's Cosmic Cafe. I'm telling you, the coffee thing on the trail is going to be a hit.
Well, you can do the burger thing with the iPad because that takes a lot more power. But I think via your phone, you could set up a coffee stand in this game. So you could just use your cell phone.
I think so.
Yeah, because it doesn't need as
I
much
think
power.
so. Okay,
Bobby's
so
gotta get
can you add?
crouch under the water? He can't get his pants.
Can you get me? Can you get me some? Are there pants spawning possibly at the kids' camp?
Yeah,
that
you
Bobby
have
just took
to
in?
do an
water.
airdrop, so it's a huge
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I
puzzle.
don't want to do
Yeah.
that.
I promise we're working hard on this. I promise. I
Real
promise.
stuff happens.
Like, I haven't found any clothes. I should be able to find some additional clothes at the kids' camp.
All
I
right,
don't know
we'll-
what's
we'll add a
worse,
couple
the
loose spots
Steam
there.
comments on our demo or you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Not enough loot. Garbage.
All
I want
right.
my money back. Demo's worthless.
More cowbell.
Yeah.
It's just-
Anyway,
Yes.
we're getting off track here.
Oh,
yeah.
Way off track.
I know
I'm
Bobby,
sorry.
Steer us
Bobby has to
back
go
on the
shortly, so
track.
let's take a few more
Yeah.
questions here.
Let's didn't Craig hire Craig? Yes.
Yes.
Worse.
Yes. Yes.
Craig just showed up one day.
Yeah.
So maybe to kind of just round things off, since early access is our next step,
Mhm.
we just kind of talk a little bit about when roughly we kind of think that is, sort of what's planned, that we can share right now and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I think at a high level, without getting too in the weeds, because things change, especially with a small team. But what I can say that's really exciting at this very moment right now is that there's the only roadblock that we have right now is time. So, in the past, we've hit roadblocks where the engine was at fault, and we had to wait for another version of the engine to come out, and we were like, God damn it! Because when you don't have control over something, it's whether it's anything in life, it's very frustrating. So for us, it's time, which is great. That being said, there is only a few of us, so we've sort of divvied up all the work. I've seen some of the stuff that's happening in fall that Steve's working on. Steve's in chat right now, and he's our lead artist. And I'm excited for people to play early access. So there's a lot of stuff coming in fall, and then and part of winter and stuff like that. So it's hard to at this stage to say too much, but our goal is summertime, end of summer, depending on where we're at. Like we want to make sure we want to come out strong, and we want to come out very clear as what early access is to us and to people in the community, and we want to deliver not only new content, but obviously more places to explore. No time limit, so you can just like come into the game and take a breath, and the only urgency will be I need to find at least a meal a day, because like Bobby said earlier, like if you find a can, you open it up, you eat one thing of meat stew, you are good for most of the day in game. So you're not always going to be struggling, and then you can figure out, okay, I'm going to figure out how to learn how to fish, or I'm going to try hunting, or I'm going to get these farm plots, which are really easy to make, and there seems to be seeds everywhere. So it's now there's no time limit. Let's set up a bunch of farm plots. We have some really cool stuff coming down the pipe as far as farming that I'm excited about, which is using the water harvester hooked up to your farm plot, so it's auto watering, and you just have a really cool system for that. Yeah, it's hard to say right now an exact date, but our only roadblock is time. Is just the time it takes to get all the things we want to get in, and not only once it launches on early access, the boat is still going. Like we're still adding more, we're fixing more, we're adding more.
Good segue to boats. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Craig's very excited. I know a lot of you've seen the kayaks at the kids camp, and we've been running a lot of tests and multiplayer.
So close.
It's getting close.
So close.
So that'll be an early access thing too, where you'll be able to have the kayaks. Obviously, you guys have located there's a river, and that river goes up stream and up into fall, and there's going to be some great pullouts where you can put your kayak and set up camp and go explore off the river, which is really, really cool too. So lots of really cool stuff coming in the vehicle side, weapon side, character badges, character outfits. Like there's just so much, and just not having that time limit, I think, is going to be amazing for a lot of people. I don't know if it will make much sense for Sergeant Calvin. I think he'll play like he's playing with the time limit.
But
it'll be cool.
Like you said, Dave, I just wanted to quickly say that it's not like we're going to be releasing early access and then stepping away, only coming back to fix kind of crucial bugs. It's going to be releasing early access and having planned content rollouts as it goes, sort of going back to what a traditional early access is. So that's something to be excited about too. I think that a lot of times early access is one and done, but it will be something that will continue to be growing, ongoing. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, super exciting, especially for a team that's been funded by the community, but also self-funded. There's no publisher behind this. It's all in our interest as the 6 members of the team to make a great game. So we're super excited.
Craig is our publisher.
Yes.
You know what I just realized?
What's
You know
that?
what I just realized?
You found pants. You had pants
Isn't
on the
there a
whole time.
show like Naked and Alone?
Yeah.
I think I'm doing that. I'm playing the. I think I'm doing that version, the video game version of that right now.
Naked and Alone.
Yeah.
Or is it Naked and Afraid? It's one of those.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I'm alone because Bobby ditched me.
Because that's a separate show.
And I
Alone's a
got
whole
no
nother
pants
show.
on.
Oh, are you talking about Naked and Afraid?
There we go.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I was close. I combined two shows. It's a mashup.
Awesome.
Oh.
Any other questions?
Oh, is the plane new?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the
Go ahead,
plane-
Dave. Well, because we added a couple of extra different ones,
I think
right?
one thing that we always had this, and once again, it's time, but to really push the narrative that everything is randomized, the plane now has a bunch of different paths. So there's the early, let's call it the early access demo, which was the plane crash. And the objective behind that was to draw people over to the campsite that has been rummaged through and destroyed, to sort of set the narrative and set the story that now you need to go find gear and start learning how to make a lean-to and set up camp until you find stuff. So one thing we've always wanted to add was different paths for the plane. So there's a crash, there's a non-crash, there's which is just a flyover where it wiggles its wings. There's another one where it flies over the water. So yeah, these different, and that itself is randomized every time, along with the map when it loads up. And that's another reason I know people are like, oh, it's such a huge load time, because not only is it loading the entire map, but it's also randomizing. So there's a secondary thing that's happening in our game that's not happening in other people's games, that it has to go to a pool of a bunch of points of interest, whether they're the abandoned campsites or the substations or loot or notes or maps or the animals themselves, are all being laid in certain areas at random, like randomly pulled out of this pool and going, oh, I'm going to take substation 2 and put it over here. And I'm going to take the note that goes with substation 2 and put it here, here, and here, so people can find it. All that stuff's happening behind the scenes as you load in, so that's why the load time is a little bit longer. And we're going to work on that as well and try to get that more refined. But yeah, it's what was the question? I'm losing my brain. But yeah.
It was just asking if the plane was new.
Yes, the plane's new. Sorry, and yeah, I went into randomization. But yes, the plane is new. And that being said, there will be other stuff like that as well coming in early access as well.
Chat took a vote. We've decided that Friday is No Pants Day. So,
Bobby found no
he
collision
found this
and
little
fell.
thing.
There's a bug. Report it. Oh no.
Where's it going? No, wrong way.
He's reporting it.
Oh.
Well, this is like fade to black transition.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is a great. There
There we go. Good end.
We're
Good
outta
way
here.
to end it.
Yeah, good way to end it. And I found a new bug I gotta go fix. Whoa!
I found a bunch of stuff,
He's inside the map.
but I found a bunch of stuff, Dave, that I'll talk to you after.
Awesome.
Landscape stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Like, once again, I mean, a lot of people are reporting like floating trees and rocks, and they are. I'm not going to say. I mean, all bugs are a problem and should be taken care of. But like Bobby said earlier, quality of life is always taking precedence, and then we'll come back and get some of those cleaned up. Oh, he's got his head.
Yeah,
through.
and one of the categories of bugs that we are actively sort of allowing to remain for now as a low priority is any bugs that directly benefit the player as well. So please keep reporting stuff, but there are some known things that might help you here or there. But yeah, our real focus are on game breaking things like this, or where you lose the ability to do something or lose stuff that you've kind of progress you've made or gear that you found. So yeah, please keep using the bug report.
And someone just wrote the unstuck feature. I've noticed that in a few games, especially on early access, that might be a great idea for us, is that if you get in these situations in early access or a demo like this that you can hit escape and it sort of teleports you X amount of degrees to the left or to the right away from where you're stuck. Which would be then that way you're not completely hooped and have to shut out of the game. I've seen that. I think even Dune does that right now. I can't remember what the feature's called, but it's
Oh, really?
yeah.
That wouldn't be that hard to do, right?
Dude, it just pushes you,
No.
about 5 feet in the air and 2 feet over to the left or something, and you keep doing it until you get unstuck.
Yeah.
The problem would be
Yeah.
if you went underneath the map, then you would be free falling and then you would just
Yeah.
die. So it'd have to always be
No,
above.
it's okay. We can do something where we do a check for it too. And another thing we can also do is just have multiple points and it checks to see which one are you closest to that we know is a safe location.
Yeah,
But
that's a great idea.
but yeah,
Thank you,
we
Astro.
can,
Yeah, to reiterate that. I thought about that because I saw it in Dune as well, and quite a few other games do it where things happen. You get stuck on a ladder, you get stuck on this, that, or the other, and it's awesome. Bobby, thank you for watching, and sorry about the pants. Bobby has added that to the bug tracker. So I think we could, if there's no other questions, I think we'll wrap it here because Bobby's for people who don't know, Bobby is back east, so he's on Montreal time. Myself, Craig, and Sam and Steve are on West Coast time, so Pacific Northwest area, and then we got Joka who's over in Norway. So he should be probably in bed right now, and hopefully he's in his PJs and brush his teeth.
Tucked under the covers.
Yes. All cozy.
Demo patch coming out tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah. Lots of fixes. Another patch coming out tomorrow. Please pull the latest tomorrow and play and let us know. We really want to push also because we're getting a lot of repeats in the bug tracker, but keep using that. But also, please join our Discord and let us know in there too, like with screenshots and things like that of like, hey, I found this, or don't know if anyone's known this. There's also known bugs where Joka and Sam can actually help out and be like, oh, we've seen this, try this. We're working on a fix, but for right now, here's a way out of that problem. I think that's it.
Thank you.
I think
Thank
so.
you, everybody. Sam, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Sam. Thank you, Joga. Thank you, Bobby.
Yeah,
Bobby.
thank you, everybody. Thank you, Steve and Chat as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you, everybody,
Thanks,
for
Steve.
Yeah, we
showing
had
up.
had a
This-
fun chat today.
Yes.
Yeah,
Got
for
a little
sure.
off the rails, but it always does. I mean, it's called game dev,
We're
everybody.
just
Make a
fun.
game, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
All right.
Take care, everybody. Thank you so much. And this VOD will be up shortly as well. And we'll post it in Discord.
Yes.
All the best.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.